Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Live and Leash programme. Delighted to be joined by Hannah Cahill,
Hi
Trudy
guys.
Carmody, and Paul Lalor has joined us in the studio this evening, all the way from Mount Mellick. Paul,
Hi,
how are
John.
you?
I'm fine, John. Thank you. Hi, Trudy. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Paul.
Hi Paul, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Now, Paul, we have you in because of a post you put up today. Take it away there, Paul. Tell Leash what happened to you. Happened to you today? Because I still can't figure it out.
Well, in the great scheme of things, it's probably not, off top of the pecking order. But I knew that Laois County Council were revising their landfill charges and their recycling charges. But I got a bit of a surprise, and I went today to bring over a bit of recycling. Now, it was just your usual plastics, drink cans, dog food tins, that type of stuff. The run-of-the-mill recycling stuff, And I was there before Christmas, and it's €4 to get in under the barrier. It was up to €5 now, and there was a guy in front of me, and he was in an old-fashioned RAV4 with the older model, and he had all his stuff. You could see it up at the back window, and there was an official from Laois County Council explaining the new charges, because he'd only put in €4 on the barrier, wouldn't go up, and he wasn't happy, and your man was telling him it's a £5 now. So anyway, he put the extra euro in, and on he went. So I came next because I had the window down. He said, "It's 10 for you." And I said, "Yes, so he's a 10 for me and only 5 for him." And he said, "You have a single axle trailer." I said, "Yeah, but what's the difference?" I said, I said, if I reversed out and stuffed all the bags into the back of my car, you tell me you're only going to charge me a €5? And he said, "Yes." So I said, "So you're basically just penalising me because I have a trailer?" And he wouldn't answer. He didn't explain. And I said, "But what is the logic behind that?" I said, it's nothing to do with, there's no weighbridge. There's no counting of bags. It's just because I had a single wheel trailer. So anyway, listen, I had to get rid of the stuff. So you give the tenner and in you go. But the next car in after me was two young lads in their 20s, and they had a double wheel trailer. But all they had on it to pull into the loading bay was cardboard boxes. Just full of cardboard boxes. And I said to them, "Well, lads, you charge 15. And they were kind of shocked. They said, "Yeah, I couldn't get over it. Sure, we were here before Christmas. It was only €4 and we had to pay 15. And I said, "Yeah, and if you put your cardboard into my trailer, you'd have only been charged a tenner because it's only a single axle." And I said, "If you folded up all your cardboard and put it into your car, it'd have only been a €5, but for no particular reason." So I was at pains to find the logic behind this reasoning. So I rang a local county councillor and explained it to him, and fair enough, he was saying the charges. I said, "I understand that. I even read it in the paper," and I said, "You voted it in." But I said, "What's the logic in I can put three bags of cans on my back seat and get in for a €5, or put the same 3 cans onto a single trailer and it's a tenner, and if I put the same 3 cans onto a double wheel trailer, it's 15. And anyway, nobody could explain to me the reasoning behind this. So now I'm all for civic responsibility and doing your duty, and I love the environment and I'm involved in tidy towns and all sorts of things, and I pay me way, but where is the logic in that? That's all I want to know, is where is the logic in it? It's very ill thought out, in my opinion anyway.
That's disgraceful. Initial reaction, that is absolutely disgraceful, Paul.
Yeah, now on Facebook, people have said to me, "Are you sure it's not done on a volume basis?" I said, "No, there's no weighbridge at the recycling centre. It's just..."
If you took that waste, that recycling, into the landfill and dumped it inappropriately, very badly, you wouldn't pay because it doesn't have the weight. So that would not encourage somebody to recycle. If I was cash strapped, I wouldn't be encouraged to go in to recycle.
Well, unless you dump it into the boot of your car, then it's a €5. I have no problem paying. I mean, there is charges and there is costs involved and all of that. But to go from €4 to a tenner in a month.
Well, it went from 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 in the space of a year.
Yeah.
Now,
even the 5, you get the barrier up and you're bringing in, you can bring in, like, there is no limit. I mean, if I wanted, I could have 20 bags of cans or 3 bags of cans. That's fine. But why penalise you because you have a single axle trailer or a double axle trailer? And you're only still recycling the same as the guy that has it stuffed into the boot of the car.
Because you've got a clean car.
You've got to clean the car afterwards and all the rest of it. Anyway, listen, it's some people might see it as a petty thing. I don't know. I just wanted a logical explanation for the charges. How did when they were sitting down around the table and someone said, right, £5 for a car, £10 for a single trailer. Why? 15 for a double axle trailer. Why? Like, and then the councillors voted it in. Like, did nobody say, well, what's the difference in having it in the back of your car or having it in a single axle trailer? Yeah. And then what's the difference in having the same quantity in a double trailer? Like,
sounds made up.
It's like, why didn't somebody, even when they were having the vote at it, why didn't someone just say, can you explain that to me? Like, where's the logic in this, you know? What do you think, Hannah?
I was just thinking you're completely right in questioning it. It just, you're talking about looking for logic here, but there clearly is
logic,
none.
Yeah. And if someone was ever said to me, like even the council official, I kept asking them, like, am I missing something? Can you tell me the reasoning why, if it's stuffed into the boot of my car, it's a £5, and because I like my car and I just happen to have a trailer, you know, that you're charging me a £10 because it's same stuff as in a trailer. Whether it's 1 bag, 2 bags, or 3 bags, it doesn't matter.
Well, rest assured, Paul, we'll be on to Laois County Council for an explanation, because
a logical one.
Yeah, it's
a logical one. Other than just that, well, then it's the charges. We decided the charges.
I'm wondering, Paul, how it compares to Offaly and Kilkenny and Tip and Kildare and other surrounding counties.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, Trudy.
Got to be something to investigate.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'll check.
But it'd be great if we could get a councillor on next week. We could reconvene and we could try get a councillor on to actually explain to us and the audience what it's about. I think we should try for that. It mightn't happen, but
and I know
we should try for that.
And I said nowadays, when we're all so clued into the environment and biodiversity and all the rest of it, and we understand more now about the natural world and stuff and how pollutants can affect that. But where is the logic in them charges for wanting for a car, you know?
Anyway.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're anyway cash,
over and over again, but
if you're anyway cash strapped,
anyway, I won't sleep tonight thinking about it.
Neither will I.
I'll be up all night.
Well, we were highlighting all of last year during the COVID-19 lockdown the amount of dumping that was going on around the county. It wasn't.
Yes, I do it myself.
Funny.
I do it myself. I remember I'm a Teddy Towns, and as I say, I happen to have a Facebook page called Forest Bog Flora and Fauna, where I photograph the local wildlife and flowers and invertebrates and all sorts of stuff. And I'm on the bog the whole time, and I'm forever photographing illegal dumping and putting it up on my Teddy Towns and my own Facebook page. I'm against, I wouldn't condone throwing out anything. But something like this...
Not helpful.
It's not helpful, no.
No.
Because it's not a pay by weight, it's not the polluter pays thing or anything like that. It's just...
It's not supposed to be a money earner. There's the point. It's not supposed to be a money earner. It's supposed to be saving the environment.
In theory, Trudy, I would actually be in favour of free recycling. Like, in theory, it should be free. I was saying it to someone earlier today that, you know, you have a car, you're paying your tax, you're paying your insurance, you pay for your fuel to go to the civic community, whether you're from Portlaoise, Montmillick, or wherever you're from. You're consciously making that effort to go, you know, so it should actually be free to get into it, in my opinion. Now, a minimum charge is fair enough. You know, I can live with a minimum charge, but in theory, it should be free because you're recycling.
Correct.
Correct. You need to reward people for actually. Yeah, exactly. There needs, like, Trudy's right. Like, you do need to be encouraging it. I mean, look at the way we are, like the way the environment is at the minute. I mean, you see on Facebook and community notice boards and tiny towns people sharing, like yourself, Paul. The state people would leave the sides of their own roads in. It's tragic. It's
then
awful.
The clean-up cost, like the council have cleaned up not just Montmillick Forest Bog, but they've cleaned up Clonterry Woods, Gary Hinch Woods. They've cleaned up places up the mountain and in Emo and in Balacolla. You see it all the time in the papers. So eventually, when they go in to clean out these things, it costs a fortune. You have to get diggers and machines and bring it onto the landfill then, because it's so contaminated at this stage, it can't be recycled. So that's anyway. Listen.
Definitely. Whatever about having it free. Make sure the pricing is logical. And low.
And fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
And
fair,
encouraging of people to get them to recycle.
Yeah. As I said to the guy today, you've been to tell me about reverse out now and just put all my stuff let down my back seats and put the stuff into the car and come in with the same amount of stuff, I'll pay €5. And he said, yeah. I said, no, that does not make sense to me.
No.
It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. And just viewers, we have a link to Paul's page on the screen there now. Check out his photography. I mean, I love the photos, especially the photos of the pine markets, Paul.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, thanks, John. Yeah. Well, sure, listen, I have a lot of patience.
And a lot of skill.
Talent is there, yeah.
Actually, bluebells, Paul.
They won't be down till the end of April.
Yeah, but you do some fabulous photos of bluebells.
Yeah, thanks, Trudy.
Yes.
All right, guys, is that kind of a wrap, or do you want
that's a wrap? That's a wrap for you. We're actually going to go on to we're going to start off with the 2021 Laois Roads budget. Unfortunately, in 2021, Laois will get the smallest budget of the 26 counties for road infrastructure projects.
Right.
1.5 million. And that was reduced from almost 9 million in 2020. Now, the good man, I spoke to the good man from Transport Infrastructure Ireland, who explained, well, John, there were 3 really big projects last year. One on the N80 down near Arles, really bad bend down there. I said that needed doing, so that's fair enough. The pavement renewal scheme, and also the Strawberry Road Portlaoise scheme. Yeah. Those 3 schemes together came to 7.7 million.
Yeah,
okay,
huge money.
Yeah, huge money. But of course, Paul, while we have you on, it would be very, very amiss of me not to point out that Mountmellick has been looking for and needing a ring road, for a long time.
Long time, John, yeah.
And unfortunately, with the 2021 allocation, it's not going to happen anytime soon, is it?
No, it's not. No, they had their chance there a few years ago, but that's then done and dusted now.
Done and dusted. It's a shame. Now, switching to more positive things, Trudy, you have news of the upcoming Laois Tourism AGM.
Absolutely, John. So the Laois Tourism AGM is going to be on the 19th. It is for members, and members will receive, or did receive on Friday morning, a notification with the Zoom link for the meeting. A very positive year despite COVID. It's at 7 o'clock, by the way, to the 19th. Very positive year for Laois Tourism. The girls, Jackie and Rose, have been working so hard on the social media, on the marketing, building, and the back end of it, building marketing strategies and promotional strategies. We had the launch of a new website. We had the launch of the new branding. We also now have started on Wednesday morning through Fáilte Ireland, the Slieve Bloom as a new destination for Laois and Offaly. So the region is not going to be Laois and Offaly, it will just be the Slieve Bloom destination. And we have 18 local businesses on that set of workshops to get everybody collaboratively marketing and promoting the Slieve Bloom region, from accommodation to activities to places to eat, everything to do in the area. So it's a phenomenal thing to be part of. I'm doing the course with Fáilte, and it was absolutely amazing. And there are people.
Outdoor recreation is going to be the thing for this year, as you know, Trudy.
Absolutely, yes. People are going to be looking for places to visit that have less people, more open spaces, things to do for the kids, things to do for the teenagers. And there's anything from the hiking and biking and walking and tracking, and there's even fishing can be done up there. Then you can stay on the slave blooms. You can bring a picnic that can be got locally. You know, there's lots and lots to do. But to start with this group of 18 people in the area and to get them to collaboratively approach and then watch it, well, not just watch, but actively watch it grow legs like spiders' legs and filter out and get it working, domestic and international tourism, it will be huge. And with the help of Fáilte on board, throwing out messages through their social media and their website, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, it sounds good in fairness. I'd say the outdoor, you can't beat the outdoors, and at the moment, sure.
No, and it's a huge potential, as you said, Hannah. Huge. Yes. There's lots to do. Absolutely lots. And it's to get it out there and get it out there collaboratively and collectively. Yeah. So that's going to be huge.
It's exciting.
So that is the with the Laois tourism, that will be the thing to watch for next year.
Brilliant.
And then if anybody wants membership, they can go on the Laois tourism website and you can apply for membership on the website, or you can go into or contact, because it's not open at the moment, but once we get out into February, you can go into the Dunamaze Art Centre and you can take out membership in there.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. No, well done, Trudy, for all the work you've been doing with the women as well. Like, well done.
Well done.
It's fabulous. Pushing it. Well, to be a member of Laois Tourism, the things that a small business owner can gain from having a bigger engine promoting their business, even down to having your business and your website on the Laois Tourism website with links to your own website and social media, and having the girls promote events or special offers that you have going on. It makes it a county-wide promotion as opposed to you, the small business owner. Yeah. So it's a huge opportunity to get a bigger reach for the county.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all boats rise.
Absolutely.
Look at Emo, the way it's taken off out there. I mean,
phenomenal.
You know, the amount of extra car parking that they had to put in there for people. And the same in Glenbarrow, as you know, in the last 2 or 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Growing and growing and growing there, you know. You can't get parking either. They're having to rethink that strategy there as well and put in extra.
Well, even to encourage people to go to other areas, because as you know, I always did the kids events at Monaghan with Mick, God rest him. And we're in the middle of putting together a Mick Dowling walk in Monaghan that would be accessible for families with small children, take about a half an hour, 40 minutes. So it's just to let people know there's more to the slave blooms than Glenbarrow. There's even the Ridge of Capard or the Cat Holes is lovely for a picnic.
Not all which are in my
up to the cones. Up to the cones. Love it up there.
Oh, it's fabulous. Up to the Stony Man, John, when we did the memorial walk for Mick that time.
Yes.
The Stony Man is amazing. And the views are stunning. And it's you get a distinct feeling you are somewhere that no one else has ever been.
Oh, yeah. And Trudy, they've even extended the boardwalk a little bit now towards.
They have. I'd love to see it extended more.
They have.
And I will be petitioning for that.
Mushy, mucky areas, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I nearly didn't make it on a few occasions, but that's part of it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You do need to make sure.
I've actually fallen myself when I was a kid, so yeah.
I've fallen as an adult, Hannah. It's fine.
The school tours and everything, it was so much fun going there, honestly.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But you know, there's a lot of people that don't realise what's out there on their own doorstep. And to even pop into Laois Tourism's website and check out what's to do for whatever age children or yourself that you're looking for. And with a bit of luck now, post-COVID, because we will definitely look post-COVID, then they'll be bringing up the monthly guides that they do. So you'll have all the events for the months going out as well. So that'll be great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Exciting times.
It's great to see.
Exciting times ahead for Laois and Laois Tourism. Now, we have a bit of a mystery item next. We switched over to the euro 19 years ago, but the central bank maintain that almost 350 million euros worth of old money, punts, are still missing. Basically, you can still hand them in to any bank, and you can exchange your punts for euro. And there's various theories trotted out. One is that it was money that was how shall I say, the proceeds of crime. Another one that I quite liked, there was another, all these posts were coming up. One was that, people are hanging on to their punts because you're adding value. Every year that goes by, you're adding value. So these collectors will keep their punts, and then in 10, 20, 15, whatever, 20 years' time, there'll be a lot of value out there with their punts. Okay. Good people, what do you think? And are you the people hiding all those millions?
Well, John, maybe now that kind of why they had an amnesty on the mattresses there last year.
Yes.
You ever had an amnesty on mattresses?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could bring them across to the civic amenity centre that we've been talking about. I remember being over there one time, and the place was absolutely, there was thousands of them there.
Yes.
So maybe some guy is ripping up all them as we speak and getting all the buried money in the mattresses.
And maybe mattresses have stopped coming, so that's why they have to charge in the gate.
Well, yeah, the mattress money. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's one theory. Hannah, have you any explanation? Because I can't figure this out.
Well, I do actually, because I remember, it's funny because this time last year, right, I found an old Quality Street tin just full of them, right, in my house.
Oh.
And yeah, I said it to Mum. I was like, listen, I'll be honest with you, right? I don't think I've ever bought anything with one in my life. I was in nappies when we went over to the Euro, just to make you feel old.
Yes,
I was born in 2000.
Yeah, you succeeded.
So, yeah, that's I'm only 20, but I said it to Mum. Huh?
Pounds, shillings and pence.
Yeah, exactly. But I read an article at the time that said there's a specific type of like 20 pence coin. It's 1982 or 3, and it's worth about 20,000.
That's right.
If you have it.
Yes.
So I pulled out these tins. I was going through them like there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
But we held on to them because hopefully maybe someday they will be worth a bit more than trading them in now.
There's a few other coins that, and if you go onto the central bank website, there's a few other coins as well as that 20 pence one that is worth more than their market value.
Yeah.
Well, as a dub, we all kept the 1988 Millennium, the Viking Millennium 50 pence, because it had the Viking thing on it.
Yeah.
And they brought it out just for that year. So we had a box full of Millennium 50 pence piece.
Doing half the country.
Yes.
Not 350 million euros worth, I'm afraid.
No.
I did find money.
Maybe sooner or later.
Well, I had you all down for millionaires, so I'm disappointed now.
I did find money in the attic a few years ago in old pounds. And it was there since my wedding. I know. You know, when you're getting married, you have envelopes for everyone.
Yes.
So I had envelopes for everyone, and this envelope contained for I can't remember what, but I obviously went and paid this person, and the envelope was still there. And my husband got into the attic and took down a box of toys, old toys from when he was a child for the children, and in it he found £670.
Nice
there you go.
With my name on it.
There you go.
Nice one.
Nice one.
Yeah. So it was lovely. No, it has been spent. It has been exchanged and spent.
I have to go. Lovely. I'm going to check out my attic now.
yeah, absolutely. And I'd moved house twice.
Coat pockets.
Yeah.
What was it, Trudy?
Oh dear.
I'd moved house twice. It came with us twice. So for £670, I got €760. And once it goes over a certain amount, I can't remember. Once it goes over a certain amount, you have to go to the central bank in Dublin, and you have to go take a ticket and queue.
But you can't at the moment.
And you have to explain where. You can't at the moment. Obviously, you have to explain how you found it and where. Yes. So that it doesn't look like
the proceeds of crime.
Yeah, I'm not an honest, decent criminal. I promise.
Something,
yeah.
Money launder anyway, Trudy.
Yeah.
Well, it was fairly clean, Paul.
They don't look like a mile long.
Not.
Now, again, another item, the weather, ladies and gent, we could be burning both the money and the mattresses. Paul, are you heading off?
Yeah, I have to, John, thanks.
Yeah, we could be burning the money and the mattresses next week. The weather is going to turn distinctly cold. Our wonderful friend Cahill Nolan over in Ireland's Weather Channel, he has dubbed what we're going to get, not the beast from the east, but what did he call it? The force from the north. That's the one. Because like the beast from the east that came all the way from Siberia, this bio is coming from Scandinavia. So we're going to blame the Norwegians and the Swedes. And there's going to be a blocking anticyclone out there over Greenland. So our normal westerly flow, all those winds that we get howling in over the west coast, we're not going to get them. So we're going to have a couple of days of very, very cold weather, and we could have up to 3 days of snow. Thanks, Cahill, for that. Wrap up well. Yeah, next item. Oh, ladies, this one is just unbelievable. The Public Accounts Committee, led by our own Brian Stanley, TD, he's the chairperson at the moment. They're investigating why the new Secretary General of the Department of Health will be paid a salary of, I hope viewers are all sitting down for this, will be paid a salary of €292,000. Ladies, over to you.
Eye-watering, absolutely eye-watering, right? I did a bit of research on that today. I was going, how it's just so, it's poor taste, right? That's the only thing I can describe this right now. When there's so many people on the PUP, right? Look, I mean, the country's nearly on its knees. We're getting there, and you hear this.
Yes,
it beggars belief, honestly. Like I was looking into it. Tony Houlihan is on 187,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
This guy, Robert Watt, like, is obviously he's his boss. 292,000. It's 81,000 of a pay rise he's getting this year, and obviously no other Secretary General of any other department is getting this kind of a pay rise. You know.
And the President of America gets how much?
Well, this is roughly double what the US President gets.
That's
roughly.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Go figure.
You'd have a Trump Towers fairly fast getting that kind of money every year, to be honest.
Was there not supposed to be, I can ask a very naive question, was there not supposed to be a cap put on salaries of top civil servants? Was there not a big, huge inquiry, debate, and then procedures put in place and amounts put in place? Maybe 2 years ago or 3?
Yes, and would you believe it? This salary is €81,000 higher than the top pay scale.
So we've invented a new pay scale that legally we're not supposed to have, but we'll just pay him anyway.
Because we like him.
Nice guy.
They like him.
Does he play golf by any chance?
He knows a lot of bank managers.
Hannah, a lot of bank managers want to know him.
Absolutely.
You're dead right. I mean, for the next 5 years, with that kind of wages, can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's incomprehensible. It's... Go on, Trudy.
I basically, I don't know how to justify that. I don't know what to say. That's unusual for anybody listening that knows me. Like, how can you justify 81,000 above a pay scale that was approved as a top pay scale in the country? I don't think anyone deserves that kind of money. I don't care how good you are. When we're increasing costs into recycling centres, when we are decreasing the PUP, when the costs of wages are low, when a lot of people are struggling and losing houses, trying to pay back loans and mortgages. And because we've got money to spare, we give them an extra 80 grand.
81.
The thing is,
81.
Yeah. And added on just a little bonus there for you. You know, we're going through a rough time. Take that there. The thing is, we don't have it to give them, but we never really had it to give. They just make it.
Yes.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's the point.
I mean,
but ladies,
like Brian.
Yeah, sorry, go on, Hannah. Yes.
I was just going to say, like, Brian Stanley came out and, you know, he came out and he gave a speech, a big, you know, he called it poor taste when there's hundreds of workers receiving PUP and there's student nurses receiving a paltry €100 per week, right? And he wants to pursue it, obviously. It's just incomprehensible when you think of what the work this man is likely to be doing compared to the student nurses on the front line.
Yes,
is just it's sickening.
It is sickening, but it is, and think about it. A lot of our viewers yesterday, they would have received tax bills. Okay, now they were either on the PUP payment or they were on the temporary wage subsidy scheme. Well, you would have got, a lot of people watching tonight would have got their tax bill yesterday. I know I did, and you just, again, okay, it'll be sorted. It always is, and we'll always do our bit. But to get news of that kind of off the scale salary, I mean, there was one comment made today on that money. He should be running the health service here and in the UK.
Yeah,
that's fabulous.
Honestly, yeah.
The average industrial wage, 32,000.
I wouldn't know now.
So 9 people's average industrial wage, just over 9 people's average industrial wage.
Sure, the Paul Reid, the chair of the HSE, is on 363,000 a year. 300, like it's just.
The bank managers really love him.
He's a lot of luncheons and brunches.
I don't understand why you can justify that when people are struggling. And yeah, there's a lot of people. You're saying your tax bill will be paid, John. There's some people out there who can't afford it.
Yeah.
And they will go after them.
Yeah.
Like, you can be sure they'll come after people for paying.
Now,
okay.
Any other items?
Any other items? Actually, bringing a bit back home here to Rathdowney.
Good.
Funding was announced. It was announced the day after we did our last show, so I didn't get the chance to say it. It's kind of old news, but 79,000 was allocated for a remote working facility at Brand Central, the shopping centre in Rathdowney. It's covered under the Town and Village scheme of 2021. So the facility is going to have a hub centre, training facilities, and a farmers market, and it's fully supported by the Laois County Council, and it's going to create a lot of jobs in the area. So it's a fantastic addition to have to the town. Yeah, it's great news. Hannah. Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Starting off 2021 with that is a real boost for the town.
79,000. Then they'll be adding 10 or 15% to that, so almost 100,000 will be spent on getting the facility up and running.
It's fantastic, and
that's fantastic. Yeah, it is.
We have
that's
such
Fernie, is it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it is. I saw John King was talking about it recently there, but like the fact that we have, I'm sure you've been to the shopping centre in the past in Rathdowney. Like, it's great that we have the Mr. Price there, and it's great when pop-up shops happen there. But it's very hard. It's good. It's heart-wrenching to see. It's just sitting there unused at times. You know, it's great to just get a bit of life going. You know. Absolutely.
Yeah. Having the hubs around the county will be a huge boost for local employment, but also having fibre broadband. What's the broadband like, Hannah?
Oh, listen, I mean, I'm using my data right now, just so I'm using my data so I can hear you guys. And when I do, it sets the telly crazy. So it's not, it's not fantastic.
actually, on the broadband mention, and it's a useful piece of broadcasting news for anyone listening, the National Broadband are working in Laois at the moment, and they're in Stradbally at the moment. So if you log on to www.nationalbroadbandireland, you can go put in your postcode and you can see if you are on the list. They are working in Laois for the next maybe year, 2 years, and you can put in your postcode and see if you are on the list of houses to get broadband. I did, and I am, and I have danced around the place.
Yeah, that's
great news.
Taking that down here.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
You know, when we're speaking of Stradbally, right? Electric picnic.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well,
what are you thinking?
a
bit of a big question.
Well, apparently it's going ahead.
Well,
they're saying apparently it's going ahead, and all the tickets are virtually sold. But are they tickets that people would have purchased last year, didn't get a refund, and it's been rolled over into this year?
Yeah, just to update people, as of last Tuesday, there were just 90 weekend tickets left and 15 Sunday-only tickets.
15
remaining.
Wow.
No.
I don't know that I would be comfortable. Isn't the number something in the region of 70,000?
Yes.
Give or take.
They've increased the attendance. Yeah.
Imagine the sanitation stations at those bathrooms. Like, can you imagine just how unsanitary
bathroom is a strong word.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
You're being diplomatic.
Yeah.
You could not pay me to go. Never mind. I've never been, and I mean, it sounds great. I'll probably go at some stage, but I'm just a bit of a germaphobe. Like, I'm just kind of like, you know, not my cup of tea. Like,
of course you'll go.
But I will, of course. Like, if there's bands I like playing and stuff, but like in the middle of a pandemic,
it's a fabulous event, and I would love nothing more, because economically, from a tourist point of view, from a business point of view, from a promotion of raising the name of the county point of view, to be County Electric Picnic again, it does a huge amount for the county, and I'd love to see it going ahead. I think we'll just cross everything that we possibly can, that everything is safe. But I've also heard that Forever Young is also going ahead.
Right.
I doubt it very much.
Same reason. And I think a lot of it is rollover of last year's tickets, but they also offer a discount for a certain amount of years from now on. If you did not take the option to cancel last year's ticket, you will in the future get something like a 10% discount off buying tickets for the next 5 or 10 years or something.
Okay.
To encourage people back. So that's a lovely idea.
Yeah, it is.
And they are great things.
Absolutely.
It is great. Like when I went to college in Dublin and I was like, oh, I'm from Laois, they'd be all like, oh, Stradbally? And I'd be like, close enough. Yeah, close enough. But
before Electric Picnic, Stradbally where?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it's great for the village. You know? The little town. Sorry.
But everything, absolutely everything helps.
Yes.
It does. I read an article about it though, where they said once the vaccines are out, there's nothing stopping us from, running it, right? But I mean, that really concerned me, because I was because I didn't know too much about the vaccines. I just knew, right, you're kind of protected, right? But I did some, reading and stuff. I read a few things like on the vaccines, and I didn't realize 1 in 20 people who have the vaccine can still get COVID and pass it, and actually get very sick from it.
Yes.
Like most people, you can pass it, but you can get very sick. 1 in 20 can still get very sick. And the way the vaccine's in 2, there's the first shot and the second shot, right?
Yes.
The first shot takes 3 weeks until it's only at 52% effective.
Yes.
Right. So, and for the first 12 days, it's as if you haven't got it. It's not until you get the second shot, like a week or 2 after the second shot, that it's 95% effective. And that's the same for, give or take a single number, for most.
And the question, how long will the vaccine last?
11
and will
months.
So it'll get you past electric picnic at least.
Yeah.
The other doubt I'd have, what are we at, 20,000 people vaccinated so far?
Yeah,
I think a bit higher. I think today. I thought it was.
It was a day ago when I checked. It was 1.68% of the population.
See, that needs to be ramped up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now they are saying
have nothing.
Yes. Well, they are saying that 700,000 will be vaccinated by the end of March.
Yeah.
But still, I'd like to see that quicker.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I know.
But, we're still going to have to get the vaccine, at least, the two of them once a year for at least the next 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
It's going to be one of those things that impact you when you're traveling or anything. Like, they're going to ask you, like,
of course.
So, and we were speaking earlier about the list of prioritizing people for this vaccine.
Yes.
Right? We were talking about it. They have, I believe it's college students don't fall in anywhere, right? There's people who work in crowded environments. There's like teachers, and then it's 18 to 56 or something, right?
Yeah, I have the list here. Yeah, it's
yeah.
So the lecturer, you were making the point off camera, Hannah. You were making the point. The lecturer at the top of the lecture
class,
hall,
separated. Yeah. Right, they're vaccinated, right? We, like 100 to 200 people are in this lecture theatre, right? Completely. We have to wait another few more weeks until we can get the vaccine. We'll just sit together while the lecturer has their big desk.
So will they still leave you online? Squares. Will they still leave you online getting virtual lessons until students come around? So, because like the lecturer is safe, so let's go back to proper lectures.
We won't be. I mean, we were supposed to be going back on campus January. That was the story anyway. Like I don't start back until the 25th. I've a massive Christmas break, and it's great. But it's all online from here. 4 days a week. It's unlikely we'll be getting back until next September. And I started in my first year. Got to March, COVID. I probably won't get back until the start of third year. Really, it's when you put it into perspective, it's scary.
It's tough.
Here's the other thing: if you're speaking about travel, Hannah, and I'm thinking outgoing and incoming travel, French people will not be vaccinating over 80-year-olds. There's respect.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Sure, you're nearly dead, aren't you? I don't know.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's just
There's no.
What would you think? Where do you stand on that? Like,
well, you see, we care for our vulnerable and our elderly. They're basically saying everyone else needs to be done first, and if or maybe we have some left over, we'll vaccinate the old and vulnerable.
It's you can see the logic, but it's so insanely cold. Like
callous.
I can't imagine.
It's paper logic, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing is, maybe if you looked at it either way, once you get to about 65% of the population vaccinated, then the odds of you getting it are so much lower. But if everyone else in the country is vaccinated except for this over 80-year-old cohort, then inadvertently they're safe. Because the rest of the population is the problem, not them. I'm stretching for logic, guys.
That's all good and well until there's 90-year-olds in a nursing home. But
I still have, in my business, as you guys know, doing personal tour guides, my demographic is over 50s, over 60s, over 70s, second-time visitors. And that is generally the demographic coming to the Midlands of Ireland.
Yeah.
So a lot of my guests and my now friends coming from abroad are in their 70s and 80s. They will never be able to travel again because and you said it a minute ago, Hannah, most countries are going to be looking for a piece of paper to state I am vaccinated on entry.
Yes.
And rightly so.
Yes.
But these people coming from France, they won't be able to ever have that piece of paper, so they can never travel again, potentially.
I hadn't thought of that. You're right.
Mm.
I hadn't thought of that. Very good point.
That's all I can think of, and this is quite personal because my grandmother is 91 years of age, right? And she is a trooper. Like, she is nearly healthier and fitter than I am, honest to God, right? She's the most fantastic woman. And I haven't seen her. Like, I used to live in Dublin with my dad, and I'd see her all the time during college. I'm back home in Laois. I haven't seen her in ages.
That's not
it's
easy.
very hard, yeah.
Very
like,
tough.
we're very close. And
Yeah, it's tough.
It's gotten to the point where people of her age are nearly thinking, the ones that wouldn't be in nursing homes or needing like assisted care and stuff like that, they're nearly thinking this is the end of my travels, my social life.
Yeah.
Like I ring my nanny, like I was on the phone to her there earlier, and she said, I'm afraid to go to the post box down at the corner for fear someone will come near me.
That's not nice.
That's not good.
No. It's
my
scary
mother-in-law
stuff.
said to me recently, this is it. This is how I will spend the last few years of my life. That's sad. That's awful sad.
It is.
It is tragic, yeah. It puts it into perspective, And there's people that won't wear a mask.
That's it.
Any other topics, ladies?
No, just to remind everyone again of Laois Tourism AGM on the 19th at 7 o'clock. All the members.
Yes.
So we'll see you there, John.
Absolutely.
With a bit of luck, we'll have an amazing year next year.
We will.
This year,
2021.
You forget where we are.
Better. It'll be better.
Yeah.
So, ladies, that was great. So, thanks to Paul for dropping in this evening. Great to get his take on the recycling charges in the civic recycling centre. Thanks, Hannah and Trudy, for taking the time out this evening to chat. And
very welcome.
And viewers, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be on next Saturday again, same time, 9 o'clock. So do tune in, do check us out on YouTube, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye for now.